Tale of Genji, Yugao, by Scott M. and Dan V.
Tale of Genji was written in the 11th century CE during the Heian era of post-classical Japan by Murasaki Shikibu. Murasaki Shikibu was a lady-in-waiting at the Heian court and wrote in the Japanese syllabic script because women did not usually learn the formal writing style, which was Chinese.
The chapter is entitled Yugao, which is Japanese for evening faces, a kind of flower that catches the eye of Genji, the main character. Pay attention to why the chapter may be named Yugao.
At the opening of the Yugao chapter, Prince Genji is arriving at the home of his wet nurse, who while being ill had become a nun. Genji cannot get past the gate, so he sends one of his servants to find Koremitsu, Genji's wet nurse's son. As he is waiting, Genji observes some flowers on a fence. His servant informs him that the flowers are called Yugao, evening faces. As one of his servants is picking the flowers, a little girl hands Genji a heavily perfumed fan. The fan read, "The flower that puzzled you was but the Yugao, strange beyond knowing in its dress of shining dew."
Genji proceeds to converse with his wet nurse. Genji tells her how important she was to him, and she tells Genji how happy she is to see him one more time before she dies. To this he says, "For they say that those who died with their longings unfulfilled are burdened with an evil karma in their life to come." Upon leaving, Genji reads the poem on the fan and orders Koremitsu to find out more about the woman who gave it to him.
In autumn, Genji visits Rokujo. At this time, Rokujo is having trouble sleeping because Genji is not being friendly toward her. Rokujo believes that this is due to their age difference. One morning, while Genji is admiring flowers below the veranda, he encounters Chujo. Chujo is one of Rokujo's servants and was pretty and graceful. Genji and Chujo spend some time sitting together at the corner of the railing.
When Genji visits the village of the mysterious woman, he dons old hunting clothes so as to blend in and not appear overbearing to the woman. Genji plans on walking there, but Koremitsu convinces him to ride his horse. He is becoming wildly infatuated with the woman, but cannot see why. She appears apathetic in her docility, has already been with other men, and seems to be of common birth. The woman becomes suspicious of Genji because of his shabby hunting clothes, his tendencies to hide his face, and to leave while everyone is asleep, and his use of Koremitsu as a go-between. So she begins to believe that he is of high rank. Genji, on the other hand, worries that the woman may disappear. As people become suspicious, Genji has trouble visiting the woman, so he offers to take her to his palace.
Genji has his servants fetch a coach so he can take the woman away. The other ladies of the household become uneasy in seeing the woman carried away like this, but agree that Genji doesn't look harmful. On their way, the couple see an old man praying. Genji sees this as an omen of their love lasting for a long time, but the woman says, "Such sorrow have I known in this world, that I have small hope of worlds to come." The couple continue to an abandoned mansion that is close by.
When the couple reach the mansion, they find that the room prepared for them is clean and well provided. The two are eating rice porridge when Genji promises the woman absolute solidarity. Soon the couple lay down and sleep together. When Genji awakens, he realizes that no one is around except he and the woman for quite a distance. Ironically, he says, "No ghost or evil fairy will dare molest you while I am here."
The woman feels upset that Genji's face is still covered, but is amazed when she finally sees it. The beauty of his face surpasses all loveliness that she had ever dreamed of or imagined. When Genji asks the woman her name, she replies that she has no name and no home. Later, Genji sees an apparition of Rokujo. When the spirit leaves, he notices that the woman is motionless and cold. Realizing that she is dead, Genji falls ill. Then, Koremitsu wraps the body and takes it to a temple on Mount Higashi. That evening, Genji and Ukon visit the temple. When the monk at the temple reads a sutra, Genji and Ukon both weep. Now genuinely ill, Genji stays in bed for 1 month. One evening, he summons Ukon. Ukon then tells Genji that the woman's father was a guard captain.
The Heian imperial court, as described in Tale of Genji, houses individuals who had ultra-refined lifestyles with a deep appreciation for beauty, as shown by the Yugao flower's ability to catch Genji's interest. If not for the flowers, Genji would possibly never have encountered the woman in the chapter. Not only is Tale of Genji significant for its reflection of an imperial prince's life, but also it is arguably the best piece of Heian literature written in Japanese. The Heian period was a period of great Chinese influence. Japanese boys with a formal education knew how to write in Chinese, and wrote most literature and records in Chinese, or at least reflected Chinese influences. After the Heian period, however, Japan went on a different trajectory, producing a rich, unique culture.
Heian Japan is quite similar to Tang China in a few ways, thus showing the influence of the latter on the former. For example, Tang China was a Confucian society. Confucianism had heavy patriarchal undertones. This is reflected in Heian Japan through Tale of Genji, in that the unnamed woman in the story is described as timid and childishly helpless. In addition, Tang China spread Buddhism to Heian Japan. This is evident in Tale of Genji, as Amida, the Buddha of infinite light, is referenced by the dying wet nurse. This shows that people in Heian Japan practice Pure Land Buddhism, a Chinese innovation.